my name is Trevor Ilesley. My goal is to make the dark night of the soul easy to understand. We're going to be talking about how to listen to the higher self, or the DNA, the dark night awakening. It's in your DNA. So DNA is dark night awakening. It was programmed in your DNA for you to awaken. And this is one of the reasons, one of the main top reasons of why this experience is happening to you. It is an incredible experience, and I know it seems impossible to believe that at this moment in time. So I'm hoping with the teachings that I discovered and the experience that I went through, I discovered that in my DNA, in my dark night awakening, I discovered something different. And that difference was a completely different me. Now, who would have thought that after going through such a darkness, a deep depression, that you could come out on the other end, not only just feeling okay, but being completely different. Everything I do is completely different to what I used to do. The way that I think, the way that I feel, the way that I act, everything has changed. In the dark night of the soul, you cannot change just one thing, because that's only a change. What you're looking for is complete transformation, a complete flip over to a different you, a different personality, and somebody that is here on the planet for something greater than happiness, something even greater than love, I feel, because you're here to be a creator, and your dark night of the soul is a messenger. So you must have a message. And to listen to the dark night of the soul and to listen to your darkness is where the gift sits. Once you understand this dark night, then you will be able to communicate to yourself in a completely different way. So I'm hoping to shed some light on this dark night, this deep depression, these suicidal thoughts, and we're going to be talking about how to listen to your higher self. Firstly, let's begin. What is the dark night? The dark night of the soul is your messenger. It is your higher self, but it is also your pains and fears. As you've well experienced by now, you have experienced great fear. Fear of yourself, fear of your own mind, fear of your own emotions, and fear of your own future. Fear is one of the greatest attention grabbers that you can ever experience because it keeps you in the now. But have you not noticed in your dark night that it's actually taking you backwards? So there must be remnants of experiences that are being replayed over in your head. And one of the things you have to realize is all of your experiences has got you to be the person that you are today. And that person is in pain. So ask yourself this: would you want to be in pain? And of course, the answer to that is no. All of this pain you have experienced throughout all of your life comes under the heading of disappointment. You're actually not so much disappointed with yourself. Turn it around, really think about what I'm going to say. You are actually disappointed with life. Now, life, when we mention the word life, it's a generalization, and life represents everything in your life. And the way that I say this is, if you look at humanity, you have to ask yourself this: is it good enough? Are people good enough? Are people aware? Are people's levels of consciousness good enough? And your answer should be no. So you are a being that is wanting to change something because your energy, your soul, has looked at life and it's taken it all in. It swallowed the whole pains of life. And this is why your body is experiencing so much pain. How many of you can watch the news? How many of you can read a newspaper without being disgusted or upset or looking at it and thinking, this isn't how it was meant to be? Surely not. Within my dark night, within my messenger that came to me, the answer to this question was, no, it's not good enough. So what are we going to do about it? The dark night teaches you towards the light, because when you're in the dark night, who do you shout for? Who do you scream to? Of course, you look up to the ceiling and you ask God or the angels or maybe someone that you know in the spirit world to give you some sort of answers. That's where you're at. And you know that there's not many beings out there that you will meet in this lifetime that can give you answers to the problems or your questions. So it seems we have loads of problems, loads of questions, but we don't have any answers. Talking to your ceiling is good. It helps you to kind of vent your energy and your emotions and scream it out. It makes you feel good for a little while. But then on the hindsight of it all, you may think to yourself, my God, I'm now talking to the ceiling. The thing that you're looking up to is got to be yourself. The thing that you need answers from has to be yourself. I believe it like this. I've always felt like I was being watched. It's as if there was a more intelligent side of me. And there has to be. There's got to be. Because this intelligence is being built through a process of 1 billion years. And you are the accomplishment of that 1 billion years. So you ask the heavens or your ceiling for answers to your questions. But are you really asking the correct question? This is what I discovered. Ask feeble questions. You don't kind of get any answers from it. You have to start knowing how to ask great questions. How can I be a benefit to the planet? How can I show love? How can I give love? How can I receive love? But when you're in pain, see, you're just pleading. Pleading doesn't really work. What you're needing to do is to find your correct questions that you would like to ask your higher self. Now, I've always looked at this higher self as something that has been separate from me because it's not yet been known. You feel a presence. There's an energy shift. You may feel the air get colder. You may feel something isn't right. You may feel like it's just not you. And even in this depression, how many of you think to yourself, now why on earth am I feeling like this? I was all right 10 minutes ago. I woke up this morning and I was great. Come 4 o'clock, no, I don't feel right. But nothing's changed. Nothing's gone on in the outside world, but something within me, I can feel it. I can feel this presence. It's like a darkness that creeps upon you. For me, it used to start in my legs and then come up through my legs and then creep up into my head. And I knew it was coming, but there wasn't anything I could do about it. It was as if something was stepping inside of me, trying to take me over. Well, here's the benefit of that. I started to communicate with this presence. This presence wanted my attention, and it wanted me to write down the feelings of this presence. And once I understood these feelings of this presence, I started to realize that there was a me and a something. You could call it God. And the reason why I will say it could be God is because I never set out to do any of this work. I never set out to create Beamism and Mbeki, which is a healing program. Mbeki is a one word that doesn't exist on this planet, but it is a code. And in that code of Mbeki is the answer to all your questions and all your answers. So I could possibly say that my dark night, my messenger, is actually called Mbeki. And if I want to take it to another level, I could actually say that God's name is actually called Mbeki. Because in this word of Mbeki, I discovered an unbelievable gift. And we're going to share this as time goes on. So what is the dark night of the soul? It is your messenger. Ask your messenger, what is it that you would like to know? Ask it, what is it you want me to be? Ask this dark night messenger, what would you like me to do? And just leave it there, and it will be shown to you. So remember, your messenger's calling card is heavy. It comes with great powers and great gifts. And so therefore, this overshadowing comes with a language and an energy that you have never felt before. Yes, you call it depression, but this depression gets you to search for the truth. And while you are searching for the truth, you will be asking the messenger or the light for answers. This is how it works. You go into darkness, you question in that darkness, and then you ask for the light. You try to find a way out. So your darkness is a good place. So don't try to fight it. Stay with it. Understand it, love it, comfort it, embrace it, be part of it. You have to, because it's not going to let you go. You have been chosen, and this dark night wants you to be the messenger from the message that you will receive from your dark night. I call it the second chance. And when you get a second chance, it's like the rebirth. You get to the point, you understand where you have come from, and you settle it down. And you say to yourself, if I was to begin this journey again, how would I like to begin? How would I like to think? How would I like to feel? And what would the choices I would like to make? It's never too late to begin. It's never too late to transform. So this second chance that your messenger is given to you needs you to change your levels of consciousness and awareness to who you are. The messenger comes and looks at you and says, hey, why don't you love yourself? Why don't you like yourself? Why do you treat yourself like this? Why do you abuse yourself? Why do you keep putting yourself down? Your messenger doesn't like this. And so this is why he has come, or she has come. It's up to you to decide if it's a he or a she. Let it work with your energy. I like to call mine it because it's not a he and it's not a she. But I did discover that my spiritual self's name is called Mbeki. This is my God-given name. Mbeki is the code and the structure and the information and the language of who I am. I used to be Trevor Ilesley. I used to be a hairdresser, makeup artist and a photographer. But that was then. In my dark night, I decided I was going to change. I was going to transform myself into a different being, and this dark messenger was there to help me.